Welcome back to the channel, co-creators. It is mysticrainn, your resident psychic medium and spiritual advisor, and today we're going to be talking all about intuitive eating and dieting, which are like, it's like one of my favorite things mixed with like my least favorite thing, so. So before we jump in, shameless plug, if you want to get a hold of me, if you want a reading with me, or if you want a coaching session with me, check out the links in the description box below. I will also be doing a 40% off sale for all love-related readings going into the festive time of Valentine's Day. So this is compatibility readings, like straight up romance readings where you find out what the relationship will actually be like if you're in it. And if you want, you can bundle the two reports and you can get them together. And all three of these options are 40% off. So check out the link in that description box below. I will also soon be launching the Academy of Ascended Thoughts, where you can take online courses and everything spiritual, where I will be there to further teach you. So if that is something that you're interested in, subscribe, hit that bell button so you can be notified when the Academy launches. So let's talk about intuitive eating. And I decided that it would be a good idea to talk about this because I have had some of you guys reach out telling me that you don't feel good eating some of the foods that you used to eat, and you don't know if it's a spiritual thing or if you just don't feel good, right? And so we're going to be talking about intuitive eating. I want to first say, I do none of this. I don't want you to feel like, oh, mysticrainn does it, so I must do it. I do none of this. I do absolutely none of this. I do none of this. Has this been made clear? I do none of this at all. However, I have done it in the past, and it does work, and I'm going to explain to you the energy that you're working with. So if you feel like it resonates with you and your lifestyle, you can partake. I like processed cookies, so I don't do it. Okay, and I'm not going to even sit up here on the internet and be self-righteous and pretend like I do, because I don't. However, there's not science behind it, you know what I mean? Because again, like, I'm like the internet psychic, but there's an energetic reason as to why it works, and I'm going to explain it to you just in case it's something that you want to do. So intuitive eating means eating what your body is telling you that it needs. That's it. That's what intuitive eating is. That's what intuitive dieting is. So what this means is it can be something so simple. You can be sitting on the couch watching TV, and then all of a sudden you feel in your mind, I need a banana. And you're like, why would I eat a banana? I don't even like bananas. I haven't eaten a banana in a long time. What am I going to do with a banana, right? Your body is telling you that it probably wants some potassium, or there's something in the banana that your body needs. And so it wants that. And so the reason why it's important to talk about it now is because so many of you guys are ascending. And so when you start to ascend, your eating patterns do change. Now, my eating patterns have definitely changed. I still like my processed cookies, but my eating patterns have changed. What happens is you start being turned off by certain foods, and it's an energetic thing. It's simply because what your being is now, due to the ascension, it's not in alignment with whatever energy that particular food is giving off. That's all it is. And so your body will start to tune to other foods because that is in an energetic alignment with it. And so it's possible that you may start to move closer to a more plant-based diet. And so what I've noticed is that I don't eat nearly as much meat that I used to eat. I actually don't even like looking at meat anymore. And I was a connoisseur, okay? I loved me some meat, but I can't look at it. It disgusts me, and it is an energy thing. I just don't like it. Now, don't get me wrong. There is times where I'll go real gross and I'll go to McDonald's, and I'm not ashamed of my behavior either. Okay. And this is what I'm saying. I do none of these things. However, my response to meat isn't what it used to be. My body doesn't like it. I can eat it, but I immediately feel really sick afterwards, or I get clogged up, or I can't go to the bathroom or something like that. Like, my body has physical like reactions to certain kinds of foods. Like, there's another food that I can't eat anymore, which is like bananas, which is really weird because I use it as an example. I can't eat bananas. I don't know why I can't eat bananas. Anybody that knows me, I loved bananas. I ate bananas all the time, every day. I put it in every smoothie. I used to love bananas. I can't eat the banana. And it's so upsetting to me because I like bananas, but I can't eat it. I can't eat it. Right? And then also, like, fish. I don't really gravitate towards to anymore. Shrimp, I can't really, like any type of shellfish, I can't really eat it. I eat it sometimes, but I can't. And so normally in my home, there's usually no meat in there. I would prefer to eat like a tofu or something like that. And it's not even a diet thing. It has nothing to do with wanting to diet. It has nothing to do with like wanting to make healthier choices, although it wouldn't kill me if I did. It has everything to do with my body cannot process that stuff anymore like it used to process. And so a lot of you that are going to be ascending is going to notice that foods don't agree with you in the way that they used to agree with you, because when you start ascending, your frequency starts to elevate and you cannot tolerate low frequency foods anymore. And so because of this, you'll have a tendency to go a little bit more plant-based, and this is where the intuition comes in. So your intuition will never guide you to eat a cookie, although I try to convince myself that that's what it's doing to me. It will never guide you to eat a cookie, right? It may guide you to some sugar if your blood sugars are low, and it may guide you to like an apple or something like that, something that has a lot of sugars in it, right? All of a sudden you may be guided to have spinach and you feel like, why do I want to eat spinach? That's not my thing. I don't usually like spinach like that, but you may be guided to have some spinach. And so you go, maybe I'll put some spinach in my smoothie. You'll start to notice, if you listen to your body will tell you what it is that you want. Now, here's what you can do if you want to tie it into your spirituality. If you are working on energy cleansing, energy balancing, tie your foods to your chakras. So simply put, if you want to balance any of your chakras, or you're working on anything that your chakras may govern. So if you're working with like emotional issues or previous trauma and you feel like that's a heart chakra thing, or if you want to like strengthen your third eye and you want to work on that chakra, or maybe you haven't been feeling very grounded lately and you want to strengthen your root chakra, you can work with your chakras and you can incorporate food. And the way to incorporate different foods for different chakras is to eat the color that correlates to that particular chakra. So if you want to work on balancing, right, you can, or not balancing, grounding, you can eat red foods like apples and different things, red apples to symbolize your root chakra. If you want to work on your creativity or your sexuality or that libido, right, that orange chakra, your sacral chakra, eat orange foods. If you want to work on anything that's in your solar plexus, your willpower, different things like that, eat yellow foods. You can eat foods that correlate to different energy centers in the body, and then that'll also start helping you balance out all of your actual energy fields. And while you're doing that, allow your intuition to guide you and tell you what foods will be appropriate. Because just because an apple is red doesn't mean that that's the thing that your body feels like it's going to ground itself, right? So allow your body to tell you what it is. It could be, what else is red? A rhubarb? A rhubarb's red. Or that's a radish, right? It could be one of those. I hate both of those things, by the way. But it could be something like that. So allow your body to tell you what it is that it needs. If it needs protein or something like that, your body will steer you to whatever it is that it needs. And it could even potentially steer you to meat, right? Now, here's another thing that I want you guys to know. A lot of you guys are going to see or hear like spiritual teachers talking about go plant-based, go plant-based. If you want to be spiritual, go plant-based. And some of you may feel like, but I don't really resonate with that. I don't want to go plant-based. I like to eat what I eat. I like to eat my meat. And here, like, I hear you. I'm the same, okay? But there is an energetic reason as to why plant-based is a good thing if you want to increase your spirituality. So going plant-based will enforce your energetic field, enforce your aura, but it will also strengthen it and grow it, right? The reason for this is that anything plant-based has life force. So if you're eating a lot of plants, you're eating a lot of spinach, a lot of Brussels sprouts, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, all of those things are living. They all have life force. So if you are consuming that, it only makes sense that that life force mixed with your life force will magnify, right? And some people go, okay, but like, you know, a burger was a life force, like a cow was a life force. You're right, but it's not alive when you eat it. It's dead, right? So when you're consuming different things like that, you're consuming dead energy. And the dead energy is also coupled with fear, torture, mistreatment, and it's that kind of dead energy that you're consuming, because that's the state the animal was in before it died, right? And so that's the energy that you're putting into your body. That is why when people eat a lot of meat, they get high blood pressure and high cholesterol, because that's the energy that they're actually consuming. Now, there is a difference for this, right? Now, there are cultures and places in the world where it's not done so terribly, right? Where the animals are worshipped and prayed over and well taken care of. You know what I mean? They have an organic diet where the meat isn't as bad. But if you're talking about eating like meat that you got out of a Walmart that wasn't organic or certified or nothing, the energy of that product is really, really low. Also, processed foods. Processed foods have no energy in them at all, right? So like my processed cookies, I like them, but I'm fully aware of the fact that there is no energy in processed cookies. So you're eating, right, in theory, to get energy because your body needs it. But when you're consuming things that are processed that have no energy, then how is your body receiving energy? If you're eating something that has no energy, does that make sense? Versus if you have like a plant-based diet, which is full of life force, it's full of energy. And if you're eating for fuel, if you're eating for energy, if you're consuming life force, then it only makes sense that you have more energy after you eat that. That's why being plant-based also gives you more energy, because it does. Because I used to be, right? I just fell off the wagon, but I used to be. And it does help you have more life force. So if you're someone that you just want to strengthen your spirituality and you kind of resonate with those ideas and you feel like it would help you a little bit more, then go for it. If you're someone that just wanted to try a different diet, go for it and see if that helps you and tie it into your spirituality, because the planet does have very profound ways of healing things. The planet is always in a state of equilibrium. It's just humans, we have found very unique ways of throwing everything out of balance. But those are the benefits of intuitive eating or even a plant-based diet if that is something that you want to do. I'm not going to sit up here on the internet and preach that you need to be plant-based. I don't care what you do. I really don't. But if you feel like it resonates with you, then that is why. Some people go, but why do people say that? That's why. It's all energy. So if those are the energies that you want to work with, then live long and prosper. Okay? So listen. That's the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. And before I let you go, make sure you check that description box below. And as always, I'll see you guys soon.